7, and today we are really going to play into the fascia, and that's a topic I talked about way back a couple months ago, but I thought what I would do is bring it up again because fascia goes everywhere in the body. It feeds knowledge in so many ways, and we may have talked about before, but fascia carries more dense nutrients than the bloodstream does, and the way that the nutrients are processed by the cell, there's a lot of significance that comes through the fascia system. Fascia wraps around the bones, it wraps around muscles, it goes in between layers, it gets pulled, stretched, compacted, moved and manipulated all the way through Tai Chi, and we really affect the way the fascia functions. So today what I want you to notice is where in the body you may have some joint pain or a body pain, and notice what it feels like for you while you're moving as we start. And then what I want you to do is assess that when we finish at the end. And if I forget to go back and do that, you do that. So you go back and assess, how do you feel? Because how you feel is not going to be the same as where we're starting today. And because we set the intention about the fascia, we're going to have that fascia loosening and moving and finding its suppleness as we go through. All right, so I'm just going to, there's a pop-up that came in there that's going to block what I can see on my feet, which is important. Okay, I was going to do standing saber, but I'm actually going to do seated because, as I just said to you about what you're doing with everything, what I would like to consider then is, how does this feel to do this set? So we've done part 2 of low cup for many days, so I thought maybe it was time to move, and we will go back there, but just to give you a chance to do some other pieces and remember them. Okay, so let's do this for flow. And again, we are engaging the fascia, and we are going to have a conversation about what is happening in the joints, what is happening through the tissue. And we're just going to let it go. Okay, so nice big breath in and expand. And this is going to come through, and you'll notice your back adjust and then lengthen. Sitting up nice and tall, pushing into the right foot, spirals you to the left. Push into the left foot, brings you back. Pushing into the right foot, and it straightens out. Left hand is going to rise up. This is going to go down. This is going to come through. Roll that around, and then take that out. So now we're going to turn that blade over, sweep. And just very gentle, you're thinking about the way that the body functions and moves with flow. Okay, this is going to go to the left, to the right. Turning it over, sweep. Taking it back. So if you have the opportunity to put the head in, we did that yesterday. Push. This is going to go lift. Comes around, sweep, and drop. Separate, cross, sink. All the way around, sink. Over, down to the hip. This is going to come back and roll that up, sink. This is going to go to your brow and out. Over, changing hands, expand. Up to the right, let that flow around to the left. To the left, let that flow to the right. And then we're going to go expand, two-handed chop. Sink back, lift that up. And then we're going to take that around. Over, all the way down to the hip. Roll that up. Let that come all the way through. And then this is going to push out. Sink. Lift. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. This is going to go all the way around and out. Spiraling way to come around. We're just going to bring that across, over the top, over, stop, over, stop, lift, slide. That's going to come all the way out, changing hands. Nice big lift, sink. Crossing the hands to open them, sink. There's our finish. Okay, that one we were going for the flow. The fascia, once it starts moving, if you look up, if you Google fascia, videos on fascia, you can see, and it looks like a web, like a spider's web. There's these tiny little tubules going in every direction, but they aren't like, here's the vein branches off and goes here, and another vein branches off and goes here. It's not like that. The fascia is here, and based on how you move, it morphs itself. So it actually changes its shape. So it splits. It would still be connected at some point, but it would split, and then it might come back, and then it might move. And all of it is constantly changing based on how you're moving. So it is a dynamic shift changer. It's like no other tissue in the body. And when they try to look at it on cadavers and dissect it, they can't, because it requires the fluid of the system in order for it to be visible. And it has a tubule, which has fluid that goes through it. That's where the mega nutrients are, is in that tubule. But it's how the tubules split and move that makes it so dynamic, because that's where the information energetically is shifted. So frequency runs through that. It's just the most incredible organ in our body, and it's the one we know very little about. So now that I said that, I ran through that set fairly quick and fluidly, just to get you to move. And I'm hoping, because I chose to sit, it was easy for you to just really follow that whole process. But now we know from what we've done over the last few days, if you want to make a change significantly in the body, you want to move slower. You don't want muscle memory. What you're looking for is tendon changing exercises, and that is by slow movement. So let's go to the first part of the saber set, and I'm going to jump to another exercise in the middle. But let's just do the first part. Okay, so your hands are starting at the side, and if you sit up nice and tall, right up through the top of the head, there's going to be a spiral that comes in there. So if you think about that web of fascia, weight's going to go into that left foot. It turns you to the right, and then there's extension that comes out. And just before you get to the end, your body already is changing. So my spine has already adjusted for where it's going to go next, which is bringing this in, and then we go out. And then when you come back, you're going up. So we've just gone 3 different dimensions in one opening piece. Okay, so try that again. So you're reaching up nice and tall, and then if you notice, push into your left foot, you'll turn to the right. That's side to side. Push into your right foot, brings you back. So now you're going out, which is front to back, but at the same time, you're also going up and down. So we have that whole thing happening. So now this is going to be pressure into your right foot, and there's a spiral, and this spiral is coming all the way through your body to the end of your hand. And then weight into the left foot. This is going to slide you back to open. Weight into your right foot, and this is going to come back to the front. And I've chosen to leave this sitting up rather than leaning forward. And you can feel that come right down the shoulders, out the arms, up the top of the head, down through the feet and the tailbone. All that in one. Okay? So let's try that again. I'll move a little bit slower now that I brought all the awareness into that, so you can see what's going to happen with that. Again, I've just got this new way on Facebook. It just keeps popping up. Okay. It pops right up into the screen, and then I can't see my feet, which is I'm making sure everything's still on the camera. Okay, here goes. So you're going up. Now, if you think about the fascia, and it's kind of like this, and then all of a sudden you pull it, and you lengthen it. Now you've sent information up and down really quick. You also sent the information in from anywhere that it went narrower, and then what we're going to do is expand it and take it back up. Okay, so you're up nice and tall, and then this is turning to the right. Okay, so now expand. This is going out to the right, but at the same time, your weight goes into your right foot, your tailbone rolls. You start back with your tailbone, even though you're coming in from the right, and then you're going to extend out. This is going to take you up and back at the same time. Weight into the right, and that spiral goes through every tissue piece. Coming through that, weight into the left, spirals you back, weight into the right, and then let that expand. Okay. What I noticed was I did a fitness test a little while back, and there are some things that I definitely could use some more strength on. But what was interesting was when it came to sit-ups and some of the leg lifting exercises, you had to lift your leg like 30 times or something, and it was double-legged too. And I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't done this for a very, very long time. And I thought, I don't think I can do that. And I did. I hit the 30, and I wasn't even stiff the next day, which I thought was really interesting because I don't practice core strength, but Tai Chi gives you core strength, if you know what I mean. So all these spiral actions and the movement of the lower dantian, circling that ball, opening up the hips, all of that gives you core strength. And so it's a completely different way of moving, but also when I went to try to do another activity, it was okay because I had exactly the strength I needed for it, which was really interesting. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time, and I suggested that a lower dantian, so that golden egg sitting in the middle, below the belly button. And if we think about that, which is what we were doing the last couple of days, that has a twist on it, a lift. This is going to come through. There's a contraction through the core, and then there's an expansion. And then weight into your right, brings a spiral, weight into the left, brings you back, and that lower dantian is expanding side to side, front to back, up and down all at the same time, and extend. Okay, so now what I'd like you to do is go to this move here. So this is where you take your fingers, you turn the fingernails towards the wrist, and so when your hand comes up, your right hand is dropping the saber down, but the left hand is coming up and turned in. So when we go to do that, it's a spiral. So the weight into the left, and then there's a lift. And then this is going to go down, come up the center, so you can feel the lift come right up your center, over the top, sink down, weight comes up, straight again. So we have a little bit of pressure in the left foot. The right foot brings you back, Lift, 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 lift. Right foot has the pressure, left foot brings you back. And the finish on this is your fingertips turn to touch the wrist, goes around the top, and then sink. Okay, so let's just do that little piece again. There is a figure 8 in the way that you move here, just coming through your shoulders and your hip. So the fascia now is moving across the body on different planes. Okay, so that's going to change the dynamics of that, as well as the up, down, front, back, side to side. So here goes. Sink, weight in the right. Lift, weight in the left. Sink, lift, weight in the right. Sink, lift, weight in the left. Sink, up. Then we're going to go all the way around and sink. Okay. Last one, then we'll go back and we'll assess what the joints and the body is feeling like. So this one, if we were standing, we would have done a spiral around. We're just going to bring that saber over to the right. So to get there, you're going to push into the left, and the saber's going to drop. But you're going to put the weight into the right, and it's going to lift you up and over to the left, weight into the left, and it brings you back. It doesn't seem like you're doing all that much. It's a lean to the right and the left. But it's much different. If I was a dancer, I'd just be doing this, okay? But I might not be connecting it to my feet. And if I was trying to, do a sideways movement, I would do it from the top most often, and the bend would come from the waist, but it's not. It comes from the feet, and it comes from that lower dantian expanding and contracting. How is it going to move? Okay, so if we bring this over to your right, okay, pushing into the right takes you up and over, push into the left brings you back, and you can probably feel that right through your core. And you're not sucking in that belly, you're just letting it move and manipulate. So let's try it again. So you have weight into the right, weight into the left, bring that back, sink. Okay. All right, so now what I want you to do is do a little walk. So you know what you started Tai Chi like today. You know what was stiff. One of the things that I was reading was a lot of people who have chronic pain have lots of times the pain is in the lower back, and they don't actually ever get rid of that pain. It seems to sit. And one of the things is that I was reading about was the lack of awareness of how that lower back is and what you're doing with it. And I thought that was kind of interesting because a lot of people, they get that pain in the lower back, so then they do things like they don't want to lean over to reach for something. They don't support the back, or they'll move very carefully to not move that part of their back. But actually, they need to move it around in order for it to find out where it is in space and how is it working. That proprioceptive thing again. All right, so if I move, I was painting and it was down in the baseboards and then rolling on the floor and all those things, and I'm feeling pretty good. And even this left shoulder, when I went to do this I could not have done a couple months ago. So as we've been working on Tai Chi every day, that shoulder has really changed a lot. So, okay, so I can feel that I've changed something in here. We played with saber a little bit, so let's let it go. And let's take the bench away. You can sit on it if you wish. And if you're sitting, then remember, just do everything just straight forward and just cocking my arms. Don't worry about the feet. Okay, but let's do the second part of low cup, because that is into the internal organs, which would be really manipulating the fascia inside in relationship to the organs. And as you're pulling the fascia around the organs, they're sending information to each other, but also that information is coming right through the system and it's traveling at the speed of light. It's traveling so fast. So let's do part 2 of low cut. That's what we've done the last week, really focused on the moves. And I'm going to go nice and slow so you can just feel the fascia, be comfortable and letting go. Okay? Sorry, I was thinking about how I'm going to do this. All right. I'm facing the opposite to how I've taught it to you. And I'm not going to do that because last day I got lost. So I don't want to do that again. So just turn around, face the wrong direction, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to step across with my left. And now if you think about the fascia, this is just going to completely open, expand. And anywhere you notice some tightness come through, just be aware of it. Take a deep breath and say, I heard you. You can go now. This is the right hand is going to push forward, and the hip, because we step patois, the hip is moving differently. Step straight forward with the left, put out the fist. This is fiddle covers the face, sinks back. Now right here, you're going to sink into that right leg and it opens your lower back, just in case you're not used to that. Comet chases the moon, expand, sink. Feel that lower back move and open. This is going to come up. We worked on balancing on the ball of the foot. Push. Sink back into your right. Turn the whole left side. Rise up and then sink down into that Danu. Rise up. Feel that connection coming through. Sink. Open the hand. You're going to turn. Foot comes up. Forward, backward step. Forward, backward step. Forward. This is going to turn. Whole left side. Right heel. Sink. Into the right. Step patois. Sink back. You can feel the lower back really change right there. Patois. Turns to the right. Patois. Turns to the left. Straight. We're coming up a little bit higher. Patois. Roll the hands. Fingertips face each other. You can feel the belly expand right there. And then this comes back to your hip. The hand keeps going all the way around. Step patois. Step straight with your right foot, pushing out. Weight is in your right. You're going to push into your right, trade to the left, and sink down into the left. One-legged Danu on the left, place the right foot back, hand goes out. Sink back into your right, turn, turn, sink. The palms face out. They're going to turn to face each other, and you kick as your hands go past each other. Step open with your left. Hold the ball, travels over to the left. Hands pass, and then sink. Palms go together. You're going to rise up, and when your hands get towards the top, tailbone drops. Expand. This is going to pull everything open to your right. Step. And this is going to go to the left. Step patois, rolls to the right. You feel that in your back. Step, and this is going to come through. Hold the ball. You can feel the back change. Roll through. Hold the ball. Step, hold through. I'm just going to back up. You won't be able to see much, and I won't be able to kick. So this goes kick with the right, step straight, left hand is going to pull through, and you're going to look back over your left shoulder. Step, palm goes up in the front, right. Cross the hands, sinking back into the left. This is a snake. Goes down, turn all the way around, and brush knee. This goes flat, roll, sink. The lower back changes position. you open to the left, and then punch out. Flat, roll, open to the right, punch out. Flat, roll, open to the left, punch out. Now your hands are going to pass each other, turn all the way around, sink, and then your palms are going to come up. Take your left foot, step into the corner, sink, leaves cover the lotus flower, put your right toe out, Phoenix opens his wings, step pas quad. This is going to come through, sink, back opens. That lets go, lift. Step back to block, turn the hand, pull, sink. Turn and sink, turn and sink, turn and sink. Step, kick and punch, and look back. Seems such an odd move. Step, step, kick and punch, turn. Okay, I'm just going to back up a little bit so you can see me come across. Step the right foot, left hand goes across. Now this is where you're going to cross. If you think fascia, think how you can just really change the tissue here. Nice and gentle. Now inside lower dantian, the belly is turning. Inside it's the belly. My hands look like they're moving, but it's my belly that's doing it. Okay, and put out your right heel to turn around. And this is going to go across with the elbow this time. Step, this is going to go across. Step, across. This goes, step forward, cross the hands, the shoulders open, and then there's that push, one-legged dummy, heel, toe, everything is to open up, lift, sink, comes across, palm, and then palm. And then this would turn across, and sink. Okay. There is our part 2 of low cup. So now, oops, sorry, there was a stutter there. We think in terms of the fascia. Every time I did this, hold the ball, which happens in the Tai Chi set too. Every time I did that, I could feel the link that came all the way across. So I'm just going to describe some things and I'm going to see if you can find it. So my hands could go hold the ball, step, hold the ball. Okay, that would be structural. That would mean you know how to put your right hand over your left hand, cross them. And then you know how to switch. But we're going whole body movement and we want to link that fascia up. So if you sink down into your right foot, as you sink down into your foot, your knee bends, your hip gets the crease in it, your lower back, because you put weight into your foot, tailbone lines up with the floor. And as soon as you drop that, the spine lengthens. And then you have a spiral that moves you into that right hip, spirals you into the hip to sink. And then when you step, it comes out. And then if you come around again, you can feel the same thing happen on this side, and then this is going to reach out. Okay? So you have a fold and a twist, which is multi-dimensional, and then you do fold it again to do the other side. Okay, so I was facing the other way when that happened, but you aren't going to be able to see my hands very well. So this comes up here. Okay, so my palms come up, and then my tailbone drops, and I lengthen down the spine. Step right foot, and you're going to spiral. Push off that left foot so the ball of the foot is on the floor. Step. Okay, now step with your left foot to the corner, and you're going to open up through your hip and spiral across. That's going to go right through your hip. Step patois. Here's the movement. It rolls. You can feel that drop and open in your spine, all the way up your back. And then this is going to come out, punch. And here's the spot. Hold the ball, and the hands are actually going to roll out. I was doing a hand from Tai Chi before. Hold the ball, roll out. Okay. Now what we've done is we have gone multidimensionally in all directions, and particularly through the core, really getting those organs moving around, manipulated. The other thing is all of that movement, deep breathing, putting space into all the joints, which is where you're going to store chi. You're storing chi in lower dantian, but you're also storing chi in your joints. And when you have surplus chi, it eventually makes its way to the bone. So you're working towards really storing it up and having lots to work with. Okay, so let's try that whole sequence again, because I think it gives you a good feeling of how the body is spiraling and moving, and not just spiral where the hand turns, but spiral where the whole body is enacted. Okay, so you've got palms come up, and as they come out, your tailbone is sinking. Step right foot, and this is across the shoulders, you can feel it, comes through. Step to the left and push out of that right foot, and it's going to manipulate right through the hip. Roll, fingertips face you, sink. You can feel your lower back open right there. Step, and then this is going to unwind and out. Sink. Step with your right foot and roll out. Hold the ball, step with your left foot and roll out. Okay, that's just such a fantastic move. Okay, I'm hoping you can see it well enough, that your screen is large enough you can see, and I know I'm wearing black, just for you to be able to see the manipulations that happen through the body. Maybe what I'll do is I'll break a couple moves down, come a little closer to you so you can see. So if I go from the first bit, so I really want to show you, I'm with my feet shoulder width apart, and the hands. So this is going up, and when it starts to go out, I start to go back. Let's see if I can get it from here. This goes here, and this is going back. Now it looks to you structurally, it looks to you like I bent my knees and I sat down. That's what it looks like. But actually I'm feeling in my spine, it lengthen and open. The look you see from the outside is a spine. It's the body just dropping into a sit. But it's actually the tailbone is opening. And what I can feel is right in here is a little tight. It doesn't want to move too much. So it's holding on a little bit. And the reason I'm telling you that is you might feel the same, which tells you that you're not relaxed enough. Deep breath. I'm talking while I'm doing Tai Chi. That also hinders things a little bit. So you want to make sure, deep breath. Okay, so try that little move. So you're going up. And as soon as I put the breath in, everything opened up. Just like that. That's all I needed. Okay, so think about all the times in your life where you do a lot of talking, and then think about how much tension you hold because of the talking that you're doing, not getting enough air. Not that you're talking too much, but just that you're not getting enough air. And then how can you take a deep breath before you see the next part? Okay, so let's try again. You're coming up. Elbows will come together. As soon as I let the air go, that diaphragm drops, the expansion happens, As soon as, sorry, diaphragm's coming up because I'm letting the air go. As soon as that happens, all my tissue relaxes. I could do anything. Okay, so remember I asked you to check and see where you had pain before we started, what the pain felt like. We're going to evaluate a little bit. So let's take that movement, do a couple more, and then go back and think about what your hip feels like, or your knee, or your foot, or wherever the pain was. Okay, so you're coming up. Step back, go up. And the breath is going to come in. Sink. Step. Breath is going out. Roll. Feel that back. Just let go and open. All things are possible in that little bit of movement. Okay? Let's try it one more time. I'm just going to back up because now I think you know what you've got there. So you're up. Okay. As soon as I did that, everything just started to really let go. My experience of flowing was much better. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can hear me breathing or not, but I was trying to breathe out so you could hear. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, so usually Tai Chi, we don't talk about where your air is going, but I just want you to breathe deeply and to get it. So take a nice deep breath in, and then be able to let yourself breathe, let it out. So I'm going to add this last little part on. Hold that ball. Roll it out. Hold the ball. Rolling through. Okay. So now I'm just going to take that, hold the ball, and then roll out. Okay? And what I'm going to talk about is lower dantian and hip. So when you step from the right into the left, there's a push out of that right foot. It comes through the back, so I'm going to make sure that my lower back is open, and then I sink down into my left leg. Step, push out of the left. I'm going to spiral around. You can see me coming around, and I'm going to sink down into my right leg. Now again, you're looking at structure. So going this way first. With structure, it looks like, oh, she goes twist. And then she goes twist. But it's not like that. So it is, we're going to come through. It's about pushing from the one foot to the other. Hold the ball, sorry, step, and push from the other. Okay, just try that again. I couldn't get my hand. Step, roll through. And the hands, so you're there, hold the ball, roll through. So what I wanted to say was, the hands go up, and then it comes across, but there's this is what I was trying to say. There's this action. So structurally, hand goes here, hand goes here. But I'm not just turning my hand. I'm turning the whole body. I'm turning the whole body to come back. I'm connected to my hips, my knees, my ankles, my feet. The whole thing is connected. Okay, so let's try one more time. That whole sequence. I'm going to come towards you. So it's coming up, sink, drop the tailbone. Step with the right foot, spiral and look back, sink. Step, block over to the left, roll the hands, step with the left foot, push up, hold the ball, step, spiral, hold the ball, spiral. Right. Okay, so for those of you that might be watching, you're like a couple lessons in, that's a lot of information in the one spot. But just to know that when we're working in low cup, we're working inside the body, not on the outside so much. You see things structurally, but really the manipulations are on the inside. If you want to grab a chair, just take that little movement and just see what it feels like seated, because you might find something shifts for you in the lower back or in the hip, okay? So this was coming up. And right here, I can feel right away, there's like a drop that opens that L5, that lower back. So this is coming up and out. And then I'm going to lift up, and weight goes into my left foot to bring me around. Weight goes into the right foot to spiral back. You can probably feel that. Weight into the left foot, rolls you down. Weight into the right foot, brings you back. Weight in the left, and a lift gives you that hold the ball. Weight in the left, spirals you out. Hold the ball. Weight in the right, spirals you back. Okay, and that's that. Wishy-washy back and forth, and that's all multidimensional coming right through your core. Okay, let's leave that. Let's leave low cup, and let's go back to the Tai Chi set today, which we haven't done for like a week and a half. It's been a while since we did Tai Chi. Okay, just notice what your body felt like when you got up off the bench. I didn't notice anything. Knee didn't hurt, wasn't effort, I just jumped up. I'm like, whatever, I could walk. Really feeling nice. Okay, so let's do the first 17 of the Tai Chi set very slowly, and again, this will be for fascia. Tai Chi is usually done for structure, learning about how to square the hips, how to work through the leg, how to sit, how to line the knees up properly. We do a lot of that in Tai Chi. What we're going to do today is see where that fascia is now that we got to explore it in low cup. So pushing into the feet. Oh, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to run out of room. Push into the feet. And then sink. Just let that go. Notice your lower back, let go. Now your fingers are going to just start to turn, and you'll feel your lower back. If you're sinking down into your feet, your lower back, you'll notice it. You're going to turn your right toe, and then your left heel to turn. Expand. Open. Hold the ball. Step with the left foot. Spiral. Looks almost the same as low cup, doesn't it? Hold the ball. Step. Very similar. Here is grass bird's tail. We're going to go into the palm. Calm the mind. Open. Sorry, you couldn't see my hand there. Now you're going to go palm to palm. Expand. Feel that lower back open, let go. Nice big breaths, keep breathing. 2 hands go out. Sinks back. This is right side turns. Spiral on the left toe. It's going to come up, out, sink. Step with the left foot. Reach out. Sink back into the right. Open the hip. Turn. Over to the left. Heel goes out. Expand down the spine. Foot. Hand. Glides across. Place the foot, and I'm going to push off of that. Lengthen, 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 up through the top, up all the way to the top, sink. Opening the hands, brush knee left. Cracking the knee. Okay, sink back, open. Heel's going to go out on that left foot, Sink and open. Expand. And we have brush knee left. Twist it. Brush knee right. Sink. Twist step. Brush knee left. Sink. Half a step. Heel goes out. Sink. Open. Brush knee left. Okay, you stay there. I'm just going to back up so I'm back within the camera range. Okay. Twist step. Hold the flowers. It's going to pull you up. Step patois. Push off the back foot. In, out, spiral. Step. And this is punch out with your right. Sink and wipe. 2 hands. Opens. Turn, turn. Sink. Crosses over. And then let that go. Sink. Notice that lower back would go. Okay. So to finish today, let's put in the bow. In the bow, I don't normally talk too much about it. We're going to put the weight down into the bubbling springs, middle of the ball of the foot. Ladies grab the left thumb, gentlemen would grab the right thumb. It makes a yin-yang symbol when you bring your hands together. What we're going to do is bring it together in front of the body. And what's going to happen is you're going to bend at the hip, but not because your butt went back, but because your body went forward. So you have an opening of the back. Let that come down. Now you can push into the feet and let the body roll up, or you can go back the way you came. Today, push into the feet and just notice how the vertebrae all line up. And your arms just come with you. Opening the hands and then sink. Okay. That just puts that extra little bit of space in there. So we have a couple ways we can do the bow. That was a nice way for you if you're working on trying to find space in each vertebra to be able to put that space in. Okay, that leaves you there for today. And today is Wednesday. So have a good rest of your day and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.